The turnover at the time of Infosys was hardly 11 crores. Just that was Murthy, Nandan and the team just relocated from US to Bangalore to start the Infosys at that time. So they wanted to participate and in automation exercise in the country. So they were also giving the proposal. 7 banks tied up with 7 vendors. Leftover was Infosys.
When someone has spent years shaping institutions, leading teams, and coordinating every bit of project, I'm sure they must also have had a beginning or a moment or a spark or a person or crossroads that would have led them to reach the path and attain success, right? So before we go to titles or any kind of accomplishments, we really need to know the story behind how that person has reached milestones in his career, in his professional life. Why am I talking about all this? Today, we have an expert, rather a veteran, who has orchestrated solutions across banking systems. So we have Mr. Durai Rajasekar with us, who is advisor at Inspirisys Solutions Limited. And today we are going to dive a little deeper into his story and know how he started. So let's get into the segment, and without much ado, we'll start knowing DR more. Hello, DR sir. How are you?
Hello, Yamini. That's a very fine introduction. What do you like to know from me?
So we would like to know that how you began your journey. So that way you could inspire a lot of youngsters around who are part of various divisions, various banking teams. So let us know your journey. How did you start?
I am basically a postgraduate and I have taken my MBA in banking from National Institute of Bank Management, a prestigious banking institute meant only for bankers actually. Then I have also taken Certified Associate of Indian Institute of Bankers, again meant for only bankers. So I have a lot of banking experience and qualifications, though none in my family. I don't know whether my father side, mother side, nobody was in banking.
Okay.
But maybe I am the first generation banker in my entire family, both sides, even my wife's side also. It's quite a journey actually. I would like to say that actually. When I was doing my post-graduation, that is MSc, with my BSc qualification, I got the supervisory post in the telephones, which is a very powerful post at that time. And I also got my call from Canara Bank to join them as a clerk in 1973.
This was soon after your graduation.
Post-graduation.
Post-graduation.
I mean, when I was writing the last examination, and the day I was writing it is quite interesting. Just before my final MS examination, the appointment letter has come from Canara Bank, and they asked me to join the bank immediately for the training in Adiyappan Nayakan Street in Chennai.
Okay.
So it was so happened that the training days clashed with my examination days. So I was shocked. So 2 years hard study and I was an outstanding student. How can I afford to miss the examination? Then I went and met the principal, Krishnamurthy. I still remember him. I explained to him the situation. He said, though during training period, you know pretty well, though during training period no leave is granted, I would like to give you leave. So on examination days, you go to Trichy and write the examination. So first day training, second day, same night to travel without reservation, Trichy, Jamal Moment College examination, then came back same night, 2 days training. Like that, I was settling between Trichy and Madras for my banking training.
Okay.
It's quite interesting to know that on the last day of my training, which was the statistical paper, when I was going, those days we used to go by cycle. And when I was going by cycle, because 2 people, me and my friend going, and because my friend came closer to my cycle, I fell down My finger was cut and blood was oozing like anything. And with that, I went to the examination paper, tied the bandage, and then my answer paper would be all red, all the places actually. So God blessing, actually, I got 15th rank in the university, Madras University, and the best outgoing student, top rank in the mathematics, MSc Mathematics. So this was the journey. That is, on the one hand, my examination, on the other hand, the banking job. So I was always conflicted with the multiple choices, and I have mostly embraced both, and then I have come out successful. And this is the journey I started. Then, of course, I came out the number one student in the training also, though I missed classes because of the way in which I participated in the training. I got that thing. That's how my journey in banking started.
So you kind of multitasked right from the beginning, like the early time of your career.
Apparently so. Though I was not a sports person, I was a vivacious reader. I mean, I used to read a lot, and most of the time, the Agatha Christie, Harold Robbins and all, even those days I started reading. So I developed my communication capability even at that time. That helped me a lot later in participating in the training program, facing my interview confidently, and things like that. One interesting thing is that I was interviewed for this position by one Mr. Ratnakar, late Ratnakar. He was at that time manager of Mount Road branch. It's a very powerful post. He asked me that there is an unemployment in the country. Now, what do you think about how we can solve the unemployment? Suddenly, something came to my mind. I told him, sir, old people should retire and give way to young people, like that I told him. Then he looked at me. Do you mean that people like me should retire and give way people like you? Like that he asked me. I think if that is the case, that's the case, sir. Like that I told him. I thought I am not going to be selected. He is a very, later I worked under him for 5 years in head office, and he used to like me anywhere. Wherever he went, whomsoever he talked in the conference, he used to mention DR, my name, in the conferences. That was a relationship I had with him. So even though I answered boldly, I was not denied the appointment by Canara Bank. I mean, the bank is Canara Bank. And when I used to walk on the streets of Trichy to my home, there used to be a branch, Palakkarai branch of Canara Bank. I used to always look at it. There used to be a tall person standing, and his name is Raghavan, I think. So I used to always think, I used to be, fascinated by bank, Canara Bank board, and that person. It so happened we both worked next to each other in the same bank, in the divisional office Trichy. So a lot of memories about the bank. So my banking journey continued. I was always top ranking, top performing employee. Thurayur branch 2 years, divisional office Trichy 2 years, then Madras circle office, at the time zonal office, some 3 years. Then I went to Bangalore. Then I joined the head office of the bank. And there, from the head office of the bank, I was nominated to NIBM, 18 months diploma course. Very rarely this opportunity comes. So one in a few people in the bank will get at that time. So I was nominated. It was equivalent to posting to London. That was a thing, actually.
The diploma course.
2 people were selected for that outstanding performance in the bank. One person was my friend Ravi. He got posted to London. So just to give me another opportunity, bank posted me to NIBM. I liked it very much because I tell you, there is a story behind that NIBM, deputation. It's called deputation. 18 months I was given leave to study in NIBM. So I used to stay in the hostel and all. As a part of this curriculum, I had to take a project for submission, thesis. The thesis I chose at that time was automation of bank branches. That is how my touch with automation bank started.
So which year was this, sir? Like when you mentioned automation?
This was the year, if I remember correct, 86 was my NIBM period. So at the time I got my diploma, finished this, I submitted a thesis. And this thesis was submitted to NIBM and also to my bank.
Okay.
NIBM forwarded the thesis to Reserve Bank of India when Dr. C. Rangarajan was the deputy governor at that time. One fine morning, one letter has come to my chairman saying that this thesis is one of the best theses RBI has got, which it
Fantastic.
describes how to automate a bank branch and various things the bank should look at it very thoroughly done that work done by the person. My name is mentioned there, but I have a testimonial as a
Oh,
copy of that actually. And chairman called me and I had a tea with chairman and got that letter from his hand actually. He gave me a copy of that letter. Addressed to chairman, but still I got a copy for my records actually. So RBI got noticed that there is a thesis available for automating a branch. You know what is that position at that time? No bank branch in the country had even computers. Nothing. Everything was manual at that time.
that's the
And
reason I asked you which year did you mention the
that
word automation.
1984,
Yeah, that's
86
quite, yeah.
actually. And then this is the first time I did the project. It so happened IBA, Indian Bank Association, it negotiated with the union and got approval by certain banks. There were about 8 banks were involved in giving approval to automate one bank branch. Only one. At the time, without union, you cannot bring any automation related systems to any bank branch. Union was very powerful at that time. Unions have given permission for 8 banks. Canara Bank was one of the 8 banks permitted. Okay, where I was working in the head office of the bank actually. There were other banks like Central Bank, Vijaya Bank and all. Then IBA called for vendors to supply systems. IBA chose a lot of people. So 8 vendors were selected. One of the vendors selected was Infosys.
Oh.
So you will be surprised to know the turnover at the time of Infosys was hardly 11 crores. Just that was Murthy, Nandan and the team just relocated from US to Bangalore to start the Infosys at that time. So they wanted to participate and in automation exercise in the country. So they were also giving the proposal. 7 banks tied up with 7 vendors. Leftover was Infosys. The reason is they didn't have a system. They have only a system which they have done for cooperative banks. Other vendors have either a system which was working in abroad or they have already developed a banking software kind of a thing like City Corp's Software Limited and the various other vendors at that time. So IBI decided Canara Bank is in Bangalore, Infosys in Bangalore. So I am marrying both of you. You please choose the bank branch and you automate bank branch. This was the communication received from IBA to the bank.
Okay.
Then the first time Murthy and Nandan came to our bank to discuss, to sign an agreement actually. I was the one who drafted the agreement with the Infosys to supply the software for automation of the branch.
Okay.
Actually, the branch we have chosen again the challenge. I tell you, I have always faced challenge. This was the biggest challenge. The software development was happening in Bangalore. Implementation was happening in Delhi. There was no flight. We used to travel by train only for now.
Okay.
Every engineer asked, to go by flight. At that time, only by train we had to go. My first project manager, the counterpart project manager from Infosys was Nandan Nilekani. So he was there as a project manager. I was only a manager at that time. Bank felt that since my counterpart was project manager, they passed a resolution to give me a title called project manager. I was the first project manager of the entire banking industry at that time. My title was project manager, officially given project manager title for me. So then they also permitted me to fly because Nandan and other people used to fly and I also used to fly because to go to branch, do study and other thing and all. So it started. Parliament Street branch was fully automated. It was a very great experience. And out of the 8 experiments, Yamini, you will be surprised to know 7 failed. Assuming that, knowing that our project will be successful, just 1 month before, Vijaya Bank and CMC inaugurated their branch as if they have completed. But actually, they did not complete at all. And it failed. That CMC software is no more there today.
Okay.
So, we were the only one and Finacle. At that time, it was, we used to call Banks 2000. That was the base version of Finacle. Only one which succeeded, which was inaugurated by Dr. Manmohan Singh, who was the finance minister at that time. And I had a fond memory of he visiting the branch, we printing the first DD and give it to him.
Wow.
So it's a fantastic experience, I would say.
Quite
And
remarkable.
that was a turning point for the country, I will say. Because what started as a bank 2000 at one branch, today, you know, all the banks have been completely automated, totally automated.
Right.
And many have Finacle as the core banking software. This is the background to my entry into banking. And after that, you know, I was called by many IT companies to join them. There was one company, Square D, who wanted to take me as general manager. Ramco System called me for coming, and Infosys wanted to, you know, join them. All those were there, but somehow I was attracted towards Chennai and also Ramco System. So I joined Ramco System. Then I was there in Ramco System working on. Ramco System took me for developing the banking software.
Okay.
But of course, I was sucked into ERP and then learned ERP related thing. And that was the background. Then I started my own company and become partner. I was the first implementation partner of Infosys for Finacle. So when the Finacle was there, implemented in almost 20 countries, Finacle. I used to visit there all the countries and implement it. And the very interesting thing is that as a part of this partnership, Infosys named our company, the company name was Telesis, as the development partner for surround systems. One of the surround system we developed was GBM or GBS, which our company, Inspirisys solution, is currently using it actually.
Right.
The first few orders came from at that time Infosys, now Edgeware. And this is the background to GBS, GBM. So Finacle, in between Aramco ERP, then again Telesis and Finacle implementation and GBS, and kind of semi-retirement, then coming back to.
Quite an elaborate, journey you've had, right from, if I go back to the incident where you said you cut your finger, that was like a major turning point.
Yeah, I can't even go to a doctor because time is very short to go to examination.
Imagine if the thought of not writing the exam came, then all this wouldn't have been made at all.
That. Luckily, the examiner allowed me to write with the kerchief. There is no bandage. Actually, a kerchief is done and like this. No, I used to do like this and write. And I scored very high in that paper. That was the thing.
It's what do you call it? You have completely given your sweat and blood to the paper.
Yeah, sure.